Hey guys, it's Anthony here, Super D Service. We are finally going to be doing our power fold video. Our mirrors come with a bunch of stuff, but I'm not going to use a lot of it. I'm going to wire it all up and make it so we don't tap into anything. First thing we're going to do, obviously we got to get the door panel exposed. 7 millimeters, 5.5, get the speaker out. Pull this apart. Then you have to feed the longer wire. What it comes with is this harness right here. This harness, and it's all insulated. This actually plugs in to the switch. Now this truck already has a hole in the dash right here, so I'm going to opt to go ahead and fill that hole in. The only bummer about it is we have to cut a hole for the switch. I am going to, I would like to work on getting the switch installed in the panel right here. We can't do it if you have the round plug. If you have the round plug, because it's in the way. Physically, it's in the way. Now, the 08 ones is actually, I'm pretty sure the 08 switches is up top. The problem with that is that the resistance is different and your mirror function would be backwards. But the 08 switches do have it to where you pull it backwards like that and it will fold the mirrors in. I might play with it and make another video here in the future about that. Right now, I just want to get a video of installing the mirrors and get the power fold function working. As far as power, I'm going to use an eyelet, and I'm going right here to the stud. It's already fused. It's fused, so I'm going to go right to the stud on the central junction box. So that's going to eliminate any kind of splicing or anything like that. You better just make sure you get your freaking bolt back tight. All right, so next thing, what we'd like to do is you can do it without removing the e-brake assembly, but it's pretty easy. Just go ahead and pop the e-brake assembly off of the side panel, off the side of the cab, and then you can feed the wire through. Let me get that done. Okay, we got 10 millimeter right back there for the cover, and there's another 10 millimeter right there on that bracket. You see it right there. So we'll yank those out real quick. Okay, we got a push pin right there. Go ahead and separate that push pin from the engine harness. Not the engine, but from the body harness. Okay, now you've got the e-brake assembly. You got a 13 millimeter. 13, let's see if I can get it on the camera. 13 right there. You got 3 13s, you got to get them off. That one. So, pretty sure it's 3. Here, let's do it real quick. Okay, now you can take with it what you want, but by no means do you have to remove the e-brake assembly, but it's 3 13s and it comes out. And then you can route the wire. Just, let me see, get the camera right. Then you can route the wire behind this big rubber cover. There's a rubber piece right here. I like to route it behind this, and go in with the rest of the wiring. That way it doesn't have a pinch point, because the e-brake is a serious pinch point. So you want to be real careful and not get the wire caught in the e-brake assembly. So that's why I just remove it, push it out of the way, and then we're going to run it back behind it. Let me show you here. Let me get it done. All right, here we go. Let's see. Let me get this. Okay, now you see back in there, I pulled the wire back, pulled the rubber back. You see those wires? Boom, I'm right there. I'm exposed to the loom for the door. So we'll go ahead and feed that through there and get it into the door. Okay, I have it routed through. There. Go ahead and put all the loom back in, put it back together. We got this side put back together. Just make sure it's all the way in. See, like this one just popped out in the back. Just make sure it's seated all the way. That way it's still watertight. Everything's all good. Run it through. This is the mirror wire for the stock mirror. We want this to kind of give you enough slack. We're going to probably have to zip tie it to free up the slack. I might take it back and keep the slack under the hood, or under the dash. And then this is the plug for the power fold function. So we want to get it through the wire loom. We're going to go ahead and put the e-brake back together, put everything back in there. See how that's it? It just goes right in, and now it's back behind all the rubber, so we don't have any kind of chafe point issues going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that put back on. Be right back. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and mount up the new mirror. Put the new mirror in. 11 millimeters is factory. You can tell somebody's had their hands on it if it's a 10 millimeter. If you have to use a 10 there, that means they've been replaced and somebody found whatever. But the factory bolts are 11 millimeters. Okay, here is the new mirror. It is, they come with nuts now. They're 10 millimeters. I just take those off and discard them. Let's get them off. Okay, we got the new mirror installed. We're in the wire. The wire's a little shorter than the other upgrade mirrors, the 08 ones that we've been selling. It's a little bit shorter, but just do a couple of loops with the wire from the dash. Just do a couple of wraps around it. That would be sufficient. And then you pull it out. And then run it out right there. That will connect right there. That'll connect the dash to the mirror. We got the plugs, they're already there. They just plug right in, no big deal. And this whole thing, I get a lot of people ordering the wrong mirrors. If you don't have this rectangle plug on a 05, 06, 07, some 04s and some 03s also have them, then you will have to wire this up. So just keep that in mind. If you don't have a rectangle plug, then you're gonna have a whole other batch of issues right here, and that's another video that I've got. I got a video that shows how to wire all that up if you don't have it. We're just going a little bit further now. Now we have this, and it's all plug and play. So we'll get this plugged in, and I'm gonna get this side buttoned up. Now, I don't know that I would spend a lot of time with this. Just it plugs in, it kind of plugs in backwards to what you think it would plug in. But I would just let it sit there. You know, I might throw a little bitty zip tie around the wire right there just to hold it up there. That's not in anybody's way right there. It's not gonna hurt us. All right, guys, we went ahead and exposed the passenger side. We dropped the glove box down, and we're gonna get in to feed the other wire coming to this side. And then once we get this one mounted, it's gonna be the same process as that side over there, except it's a little bit easier, kind of. You don't have to take a bunch of stuff apart, but we don't have an e-brake to worry about here. So look at that, that's not even in all the way. So we'll make sure that's put back in. We're gonna pull the grommets out, expose all that, and you can just fish the wire through there. But we got to feed it all through the dash. You can go right through that hole right there and just drape it across. Most of them have little insulation down on the bottom. You know, you could get all carried away and attach it all up everywhere, but it's not going to hurt anything. It can just run right along there. It'll be fine. Just make sure it's out of the way of the door right there, the HVAC control. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that ran across. It might help to yank this out, yank the little trash bag holder thing, get that out of the way. That way you can reach through. And if you have a little glove box cubby hole thing down there, you can pull that down too pretty easily and get it fished through and get it through the other side. Let's do that real quick. Okay, you can pull this piece down, trim piece. It's Phillips with some quick pull outs that go underneath here to pull this insulation piece off the bottom, and then pull the side panel out. You can just disconnect this a little bit, pull the two quick little push pin connectors that go here and here. Just pull it out. You got to pull the big old push pin, big old Christmas tree thing, push pin out from right here. It mounts right here, and then you can get in there from the bottom. Here, let's see here. Right underneath here, underneath this rubber, you can go up and feed it through, and then you'll be right there to that. So let me pull that, expose it. Okay, guys, I told you wrong. Don't go behind that. Don't go behind it. There is a void. If you have one hand here and then one hand here, you can feel the void where all the wires go through and feed it through there. So yeah, run it like that, and then we'll put it up around that, behind the in between the HVAC box and the glove box. Make sure it goes that way and push it up behind it. Okay, we got this side all buttoned up. Everything is done. We are completely done with this side. So I went ahead and buttoned it back up, got the wire all ran, got everything put back together. Now we're going over to the other side. All right, got both mirrors on, both door panels done. Now for cutting the hole in the dash. So that's what we're gonna do. We actually made a template right over there. Might be a good idea for you to make a template out of plastic or something, depending on where you cut. I mean, if you have this style switch, you could put it right here, but the only issue would be you'd have a whole bunch of extra wire for the driver's side, and you probably wouldn't have enough wire to run the passenger side. You would have to extend the passenger side wire to make it the harness for the power fold. You would have to extend them over to there. So I would like to have it here, but since we already have a hole here, we're gonna go ahead and cut it and put it in right here and cover this hole up. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Okay, I know it's easy to just show a picture right after it's done, but there you go. It's mounted in. I actually used the deburr tool. This is what I used. I already had a hole, so I could just put this in very carefully. This is what it is, just a plain old deburr tool. Go real slow, you can just spin it and it goes. Just go really slow and you can make it look good. I wish I wouldn't have had that hole there, because if I wouldn't have, I would have left it clean and put that freaking switch somewhere else, like maybe up here. But it's all good. That'll work. Okay, it looks kind of gnarly, but I bent it up. That is a hot line all the time. That's a hot line. So you have to just make sure that it's out of the way enough that you can put the cover back on it. Which I've got the cover right here. This cover right here snaps back on it. That way you don't have to splice anything. Just make sure you get that nut tight, because it'll cause all kinds of havoc. Here, let's put the cover on and put the central junction box back up in. Yeah, it's a real tight fit, but if you run it straight out the side and then it comes right out of the connector and goes up, there you go. There's your hot line. Now we gotta, when we put the box up, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put, it comes with a little ground eyelet, so we'll just put it behind one of the mounts. Let's see if, well, let's go ahead and hook it up. Okay, I got one. I don't have the other one. Huh, hang on. All right, I thought that one was a little funny. This was actually, now, you know, we can't always make it perfect, but this was actually hooked onto the harness here, and I didn't pay much attention to it. So just make sure that you have everything separated on the harness and it snaps together good, because they do go together, and it's pretty self-explanatory how they go. Just like that. The two knurled edges, let me focus out. Two knurled edges are on the sides, and the clip goes and locks on a little ledge on there. But, yep, there it is. All right, hang on. All right, guys, the rest of it, it's pretty much done. I went ahead and put the ground right there on the top screw of the central junction box, and then make sure it goes sideways. That way it doesn't affect at all with taking the cover off the box. So you can take the cover off and it's completely out of the way. Can't stand it when you have freaking crap on the way that you can't freaking do it with. But here you go. Push the button. Here, I'll do this one here. I'll show you. Let the button out. Fold out. Push the button in. Just like that. That's what you get there. And if you hook it to constant power, you can fold it in or out with the key off or on. So, you know, that's, I like to be able to control it myself. But I'm gonna go ahead and button the rest of this up, put everything back together, and but that pretty much shows everything you need to know about the install. We'll we got these things, I think they're $550. I'll have to double check on the price, but you can order them. You can call us, we can get them out to you. You can do, there's a couple of different outlets you can do. You know, we do a lot of customer service when you call us. If you call us, we're here for you through the wholesale and the install. So there's the install. It's a done deal. All right, guys, give us a call. Have a good day.